In this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about how the Gospels present the origins of Jesus. I'm going to focus on the beginning of Matthew's Gospel because it does something really striking, but which to modern readers can simply appear really boring. It gives you what's called a genealogy. A genealogy is a list of your ancestors. Now, genealogy is still very popular. There are all sorts of websites where you can go and help to research your family and construct a family tree. And people like to do that because it shows where their ancestors came from, and it often gives them a sense of who they are. So especially in modern countries where people have ancestors who moved from all over the world, it's often really interesting to find out where you come from. So it's quite interesting that when Matthew's Gospel wants to describe who Jesus is, it begins by tracing a story. Why does it do this, and how does it do it? Because every genealogy is significant in who is included and who's not included. So the purpose of the genealogy in Matthew overall seems, on the one hand, to link Jesus to David. What really matters is that Jesus stands in a line which can be traced back to the King David. And that's quite important because throughout the Gospels, not just in Matthew's Gospel, David is a hugely important figure as the greatest of the kings of Israel. And Jesus is presented as, in some ways, refounding the kingdom of Israel, not just a sort of imitation of David, but almost David born again. So it's not at all surprising that David is so important, but it shows you something about who Matthew thinks Jesus is. He's certainly an Israelite, he's a Jew, he's descended from the figure of David. But at the same time, as you read through the list, you'll find that there's a number of women mentioned. Now, very rarely in genealogies in Jewish context would you have listed female ancestors. You would have listed only the male line. So it's quite striking that women are listed. Moreover, if you look at the women who are listed, they're often people who are associated in the Old Testament with all sorts of prohibited or sinful relationships. They're often foreigners who somehow have been drawn into Israel. Why are these women mentioned? Well, one really plausible answer is that Matthew is trying to show that God's providence, God's interaction with history, takes many different forms, and that Jesus does not simply represent a sort of perfect line of descendants from David, but Jesus sums up, if you like, the whole of Israel's history. He incorporates people into Israel in the same way that these women had been drawn in, and that he, in fact, is someone who is able to embrace various sinful characters and restore them by bringing them into Israel. So the genealogy that's offered is highly symbolic. It's trying to teach you things about the origin of Jesus. But if you want to think about the origin of Jesus in any of the Gospels, but Matthew will stick with, you have two sorts of things going on. On the one hand, you have a human history, a human symbolic history in the way that I've been talking about, and at the same time, you have a sort of divine history. So Jesus is also born from Mary through the intervention of the Holy Spirit. It's not so much the fact that Mary is a virgin is there in order to emphasize that Jesus is born not from a human father. Although his genealogy seems to link him back to King David through a whole family of human figures, at the same time, he comes to exist in Mary through the action of the Spirit. So that Jesus is, right at the beginning of Matthew, presented as, on the one hand, a human being, and on the other hand, God, coming about through divine action, which is one of the reasons that he is also identified as Emmanuel, a title which means God with us. So when you ask a question about where does Jesus come from, what you find is that the Gospels have thought about this very carefully, and they're trying to make theological points. They're not just offering you an account of who Jesus' parents were. They're trying to indicate that understanding Jesus' origin is about understanding his identity. And he's presented right from the beginning without a lot of technical theological terms that will come to be important over the centuries as Christianity develops, but by simply saying he has, on the one hand, a human genealogy, which identifies him as the legitimate descendant of the greatest king of Israel, and on the other hand, as someone who is born through divine action and represents God with us. And as you go through the Gospels, you see those two sides intertwined. They're essential to Jesus' identity, and they're portrayed in terms of Jesus' origin right from the very beginning of the Gospels.